Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with a review of the MJX X101. This is a pretty neat looking quad here. It's a really big guy and it's a camera quad. However, it does not actually come with any camera. But MJX has a whole bunch of different cameras that you can get. So I got this is a 720p Wi-Fi camera. So it's got a real-time video transmission to your phone. There's a lot of details, so let's get into the details first. We'll see what all it comes with. We've got a spare set of props, pretty standard material there. We've got some prop guards, which I haven't even bothered taking out of the package, but make it a pretty big quad there. But this thing's big and powerful, so I doubt the prop guards have much of an effect on it at all. It also comes with a screwdriver here, and there's one screw in there. I may have already used some of the screws for the camera. However, the camera, it came with its own stuff. It came with a USB card reader, and it also has a memory card. Let's see, how big is that? It's a 4 gigabyte micro SD card that came with the camera, and then it also came with the mount. However, this anti-vibration mount did come with the quad. It is prepared for a camera with the mount, and the anti-vibration mount is actually also the battery holder. You slip the battery in there, so that gives the anti-vibration mount some weight to make it work better. So that's kind of cool. But there's a bunch of different cameras, like I said, so you can choose the camera that's for you, or you don't even really need a camera for this one. It's actually a pretty sporty quad without a camera at all. Let's see, we've got a wall charger here that charges through the balance port, and it is a 2S LiPo 1200 milliamp hours, so a pretty powerful big battery. That takes about 3 hours to charge, and you get about 8-minute and 20-second long flights with a 20-second LVC warning, so nearly 9 minutes of flight. Let's get all this stuff out of the room, or out of the way, because I need as much room as possible with this big old guy. So here's our transmitter here, which is the same as some other MJX models that I've reviewed recently, so I won't get into too much detail, but we can change modes with all the, you've got, you can change which stick centers, and you can change modes here, so it can do all 4 different modes, so that's pretty cool. We've got a little throttle, I don't know, throttle management knob here. You can dial it down and it gives it less top end of the throttle, so kind of, then you need more throttle to hover, but then it's slower. So kind of a weird thing, but for a big quad like this, I'd leave that turned all the way up. You need all the power you can work with. This also came with the camera, since it, is a Wi-Fi camera that holds your phone in there to get the footage, and then you can trigger, from the app, you can trigger it to record to the memory card on the camera, and it records in 720p. But let's see, what do all our bumpers do here? So the left bumper up here turns the LEDs on and off, and we've got LEDs in the arms here. You'll see it's just, there's no like windows or anything. They're actually inside the plastic and just glow through the plastic. So they look cool in the dark, but they're hard to see at all in the daylight because they just don't shine through the plastic enough. But it's red in the front and blue in the back, so a little bit backwards, but that tends to be popular these days. Let's see, it's got 3 different rates. I didn't write down, where are the rate buttons? Oh, yeah, the rates are here: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. It's got a decent yaw rate that changes, but again, just like the other MJX models on high rates, it's got a full-time flip mode, so anytime you give full input, it flips, which I think is just insane for a quad this size. They really should have turned that off for this, especially if it's meant for filming. So really only 2 rates that you can actually fly in, so that's just really ridiculous. And then on the right bumper, you hit that and it just automatically does a forward flip. You can't pick which direction you want to flip in. let's see, anything else to say about this one? Oh, if you hold both sticks down right, that'll recalibrate the accelerometer. So I think that covers the transmitter. We'll get back to the quad here. So you've got these big, tall landing legs on there, so plenty of room to fit a camera in there. I would imagine it could probably lift a GoPro or something, but again, I mean, these are just brushed motors, so I wouldn't really suggest that. I don't usually suggest that people lift GoPros with any brushed quad just because you're going to kill the motors really quick. But you've got the room for it at least. I'm not sure if it's got the power or not. Definitely could lift a Mobius or something, and that should be fine. And you could probably, figure out your own way to mount that on this anti-vibration mount and get pretty good footage that way. But anyway, so I got the 720 Wi-Fi camera, and I've had some issues with it. I mean, it's a pretty neat looking camera, and you can angle it all these different directions. And look, you can actually even angle it backwards a little bit. So lots of, room for different kind of camera angles, and it looks kind of cool like a GoPro or something. It's got that big look to it, but it's kind of this weird flat thing. But it keeps, and it powers off the balance cable from the battery. So you plug the, I guess let me get the battery back here and I'll show you again. So the battery just slides into the anti-vibration mount here. So that's a little tight fit, but there we go. And so, no problem with wires because they all just hang out the back. And then there is an on-off switch here in the front. So you can get all this connected and then turn it on when you want. However, once you connect the camera to the balance plug there, it's ready to go. It turns on right away. But anyway, so I've had some problems with it, like losing the signal or like turning off or something. I haven't been able to test it enough yet to really figure out what's going on. But I'll be flying and then I'll look down at my app and it's just completely disconnected, and it's got like blinking lights on it and stuff. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'm somehow like losing the camera every once in a while. So I don't know what to make of that. It may be like the issue I had with that 300C where the Wi-Fi was causing signal interference with the quad. Well, maybe the signal from the quad is causing interference with the camera and making the camera drop out instead of making the quad drop out. So not exactly sure what to make of that. I almost wish that they, just had this without the Wi-Fi option. I think, if just record normal 720 but have that, that look to it would be kind of cool. And then you've got the the Wi-Fi antenna here. It comes with this little mount that you screw on to the landing legs, and the antenna comes out the back there. So that's kind of cool. Nice long antenna for it. As far as how this thing flies, it is quite sporty actually. This thing can move. It's got some good power and responsiveness to it. It doesn't feel too heavy. It's pretty light for its size and how big the motors and props are. So it can move around pretty good. I enjoy flying this thing. Like I said, I can't really say if this camera is good or not, so I'm not even really sure I would worry about having a camera on it. This thing flies cool just the way it is. I wish that it did, though, have like some sort of, different landing leg options. So if you, didn't want a camera version, you could have a little bit shorter legs that, still allowed room for the battery in there, but, didn't have this huge, tall look if you didn't need it. But, it's just a minor complaint. Anyway, I think that covers all the details. Yep, that's all there is to say about it. So let's go take it outside for a flight. Alright, this is the flight review of the MJX X101. I've got the 720p Wi-Fi FPV camera on there. Pretty cool looking quad, pretty sporty. I have had some issues with the camera disconnecting, or like the app crashes or something. I don't know, I've had some issues with that. I can't quite figure it out, but it is a pretty good quality camera there, as hopefully you can see on the screen. I don't know if that's showing up perfectly or not. But go ahead and give her a spin. I am on low rates right now, and this is 100% flips and high rates, so Don't want to be doing that, so I won't be flying in high rates. So there's our low rate, yaw rate. There's medium yaw rates, low and high. So I think medium and high rates are pretty much the same except for no automated flips. So I'm on medium rates. Yaw isn't super fast, but it's not bad. You can get pretty sporty with this thing. I like how it flies. It seems to have a good enough bit of power to kind of punch out of things and maybe do some wind fighting. Definitely carry that camera. Could probably carry a GoPro, though I wouldn't really suggest that since it is just brushed motors and you'll be likely to damage your motors doing that. There's the right bumper is an automated forward flip. Do that again. Pretty good, powerful flip. So looks like the camera is still working. So let's try to look at that a bit. The wind has picked up a little bit now. And remember, it is just Wi-Fi, so a little bit of a lag and not a ton of range to it. Let's try to start some filming, I think. Should be filming now. It records to the phone, I believe. I'm not certain on that now. I can't remember. Whoa. I don't even remember if this has a memory card in the camera or not. Well, either way, it's recording somewhere, either to my phone or the camera, but it should be filming now, so we'll get a taste of what the film quality or the video quality looks like. Let's get some elevation. It's a pretty good shot. Looks like the Wi-Fi is still holding up. Oh, no. Oh, there it's back. It's kind of freezing on me. Let's bring it back down. Alright, and let's go ahead and stop that now while it's still good, since I have had issues with this disconnecting, but looks like it's working pretty good this time. Hopefully I got some recorded footage there, so we'll go ahead and just fly it a little bit more. Like I said, I do like how this thing flies. It's pretty sporty and feels like it's got some power and responsiveness. Yaw is a little bit slow, but not bad. And it looks really cool. I think this is a great looking quad. Oh, traffic snuck up on me. Another flip. Alright, well the camera is still working, so that's pretty good. I don't know why I've had problems with it before, but it seems to be working just fine this time. It's pretty good quality. I mean, even on the phone, what I'm looking at here, it looks really nice. It's sending a nice clear signal. Looks like it's actually, you know, widescreen 720. It's not just stretching a square picture out or anything. Pretty good looking camera. Alright, well I think that was really all there is to show, so let's bring her down for a landing. A little bit of a touch and go, and there we go. Alright, well that's that. That's the MJX X101 with the 720p Wi-Fi FPV camera, and it looks like it does have a memory card there in the bottom, so I think that's where my recorded footage went, not to the phone. It actually triggered it to record to the camera, so that's pretty cool. Alright, well that was that. Check the video description for price and purchase link. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.